This video is sponsored by PTCGLstore.com, a great place for you to buy Pokemon TCG code cards. Please remember to use my code NIGHT22 at checkout so that you can get a 5% discount. Before going into the video, please take a second to click that like button. Let's set a goal of leaving at least 200 likes to this video. And we're on the road to getting 8,000 subscribers to this channel, so please subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you all so much for all of your support, and I hope you guys are enjoying the content I put out in this channel. In today's video, I'll be showcasing Decidueye EX from the Obsidian Flames expansion set. First off, Decidueye has the attack Hunting Arrow. For 1 grass and 1 colorless energy, it deals 130 damage, and it also deals 30 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. But what makes it unique is its ability Total Freedom. Once during your turn, you can either switch this Pokemon from the active spot to the bench or vice versa. Being able to utilize this ability made me think of these Pokemon, which I think makes for a great combination. First, I have Glimmora EX, more for its Dust Field ability. Whenever this is in the active spot, your opponent needs to discard their benched Pokemon until they only have 3 left. This is a really great disruption that limits your opponent's bench space. Second, I have this Weavile with the Assaulting Hunt ability. Once during your turn, when this Pokemon moves from your bench to the active spot, you may switch one of your opponent's benched basic Pokemon. Next is Hisuian Sneasler with its Carry and Climb ability. While this is on your bench, your active Pokemon's retreat cost will be 2 energy less. This will make it easier for your Pokemon to retreat. And since I'm using a bunch of stage 1s in this deck, I'm utilizing Zoroark with the Phantom Transformation ability. This will allow you to switch Zoroark with the stage 1 Pokemon from the discard pile back into play. And with that, I'm also using this Altaria more for its Magical Echo attack. In case Decidueye EX receive massive damage, you can just move all damage from one of your benched Pokemon to your opponent's active Pokemon, and you can power up this attack with the double turbo energy. And finally, I have this Flapple, more for its Acidic Mucus attack. For 1 colorless energy, this attack does 50 damage for each of your opponent's Pokemon in play that has an ability. This attack can easily deal up to 300 damage. While this build is still experimental, it's pretty awesome. Even though Decidueye EX is a stage 2, it's really not a problem to set it up, and you just gotta make sure you discard the stage 1 Pokemon you'll need so that you can transform with Zoroark. Anyways, that's pretty much it. You can find the complete deck list in the description below, and now please enjoy the following gameplay videos showcasing Decidueye EX. Alright, so we're gonna start with the Zorua in the active spot. We also got a Squovit on our bench, and my opponent took 1 mulligan, so we got an extra card, a rare candy, very nice. And now it's our turn. Decidueye EX, look at that. So we got an Artisan, so we can set up a Rowlet, put that onto our bench, and then we can even evolve into a Decidueye EX as early as our second turn. Very, very insane. But the only downside is that we don't have an energy to attach to Rowlet. We could have been able to attack on our second turn as well. My opponent's going to start with a Chimecho in the active spot. Very interesting. And they have Clavel. That allows them to search their deck for 3 basic Pokemon with 120 HP or less. And they're going to go for a Tarantula, 3 of them set up on their bench. Very interesting. So there's a lot of variants. Spidops EX and Spidops single price builds. So let's see what we're going up against here. We got another Ultra Ball from our draw. So what I'm going to do is definitely evolve into Decidueye EX. Use Artisan to set up another basic Pokemon, but definitely I need to set up my stage 1 into the discard pile so that I can transform into them with Zoroark. So I'm just gonna sacrifice this Super Rod and this Ultra Ball. I can't use both these Ultra Balls, so I might as well just discard these 2, and then let's see what we got here. So we have to make sure at least all the stage 1s are available to us that we could possibly use, but I'm thinking Glimmora EX because that's gonna limit my opponent's bench space at some point here. Evolve my Decidueye EX, and I'm just going to have to use Professor's Research. That way I can discard Glimmora EX. I can evolve my Zoroark this turn, but my priority will be Decidueye EX. Just gonna set up another Rowlet just in case my opponent has any means to one-hit knock out my Decidueye EX, but I think it should be safe. And I'm just gonna use Nest Ball. I could use Cricketune V to draw extra cards, but I think I'm gonna go for Zorua because I have Professor's Research and Iono available to us, so I won't desperately need that Cricketune V. just yet. And it could prove to be a liability if my opponent can gust it and then they can attack. And look at that! They are using Spidops EX. So, some things to... Oh, dude. With Jacques, they got 3 Spidops EX set up this turn. That is a pretty powerful move, man. So, a few things to note about Spidops EX. It has an ability that increases their opponent's active Pokemon's retreat cost by 1 extra energy. So it's going to be a lot harder for us to retreat. However, it won't matter as much because we have Decidueye EX to just switch in and out of the active spot whenever it feels like. So right now I'm just going to use Iono because I don't want to discard those really nice cards that I have in my hand. We got Flapple. That would be actually really nice in this matchup and be able to attack for a lot of damage, especially they're using a lot of abilities. For now, I'm gonna evolve into another Zoroark, use Artisan, and then we are out of basic Pokemon, so a few of them are prized. So let's start taking prizes here. We're gonna use Total Freedom to switch into the active spot, and we're just gonna use Hunting Arrow to knock out this Chimecho and deal 30 damage to their Spidops EX with that initial energy, and we get a prize. We got a boss orders, very nice. The only downside to Decidueye EX really is the damage output. 130 is pretty underwhelming, and I know I have an option to... Dude, they're using Avery. That's pretty annoying, actually. I feel like Squovit is not as important. I could just discard that. So we're gonna go with that. Alright, so my opponent has some type of disruption as well, but we are gonna fight back with our Glimmora once we set it up. But like as I was saying, Decidueye EX, the attack damage output is pretty underwhelming. I could have used that 3 times Glasses tool card for Charizard matchup, which is actually a pretty good addition to this build, but I went without it. Just really tight because I really wanted to fit as much of the stage 1 in this deck as much as I could. So my opponent deals 240 damage. Look at that. With just 3 Spidops EX in play, it's dealing that much damage. It's pretty insane. I'm going to have to sacrifice all my cards and use Professor's Research. We can start evolving our another Decidueye EX line here, but we won't be able to knock out this guy. Although I could transform into Flapple, we could use that energy and then be able to deal at least 150 damage to their active Spidops EX. Let's see what we can do here. Yeah, I have no other choice. Otherwise, I mean, I could attack, sacrifice this Decidueye EX, and then they don't have any other energies to their other Spidops EX. So we could get another... we could just keep attacking the next few turns. So I'm just gonna risk it, attack, deal that much damage, and then an extra 30 to their Tarantula, which now they evolve into another Spidops EX, and they're gonna continue with this Avery. And I might have to sacrifice this Cricketune B. Yeah, it's gonna be a liability because they can hit for that much damage for sure. But it's fine. I think we're gonna be okay. So what I'm gonna do actually is once they knock out our Decidueye EX, we're going to transform into Glimmora EX. That's gonna limit their bench space to 3. So they're gonna get 2 prizes for knocking out our Decidueye EX. Very good. Yeah, this Spidops EX is actually pretty strong, to be honest with you. We got a Decidueye EX from our top deck, which is really nice. That way we can transform or evolve into a Decidueye EX. All we need is an energy. And I'm just going to use Glimmora EX for now. And then just limit their bench space for the meantime. And now they have to choose what they're going to sacrifice. Alright. All that's left are Spidops EX, and we're gonna use Artisan. Dude, we need to recover our basics, or at least get them from our prizes here. So I'm going to use Raihan, put an energy to Decidueye EX, and we can finish off this Spidops EX in the active spot. And for now, I'm just gonna get Altaria. I can just transfer those damages, but we won't be able to set up until our next turn. We still have to discard this Altaria and hopefully draw into that double turbo energy. So we're just gonna use Hunting Arrow. That's gonna be enough to deal a knockout blow to their active Spidops EX and 30 damage to one of their other Spidops EX. Alright, cool. We got 2 more energies from our prizes. Very good. And what we're gonna do is just look for that double turbo energy. Hopefully we get it. And even if they deal tons of damage to Decidueye EX, we can just transfer those damage back to their Spidops EX, and it's actually gonna be enough to knock it out. And with no other energy attachment available to them on their next turn, they might just not be able to attack the preceding turns. Alright, cool. We got a heavy ball from our top deck finally, so we can set up another Zuru. I think it's the most important. That way we can keep transforming into the stage 1 Pokemon that we want. And let's see what we can get here. Flapple still available to us. And yeah, I have to use Professor's Research, but then if I do that, I mean, we still have one. Yeah, there it is, Super Rod. Then we can recover our Pokemon back to the deck. And I'm just going to retreat back, and we got our double turbo energy. That is pretty insane. So now we can actually just transfer all those damage counters from our Decidueye back to their active and knock it out. So I'm just going to recover these 3, and then let's see what we could do here. Yeah, use Palpad, get boss orders and a Raihan, just in case we need to set up another Decidueye line. But for now, we're gonna use Phantom Transformation, transform into Altaria, and then we have our double turbo energy, which we insanely drew into, which is pretty cool. And let's go ahead and use Artisan for now. Set up this Zorua, and then we can even use our Mesagoza. Maybe we could flip heads here, get our Zoroark line. We got Tails. And then all we have to do is just use Magical Echo. Transfer that 240 damage from our Decidueye EX, fully healing it, and then destroying their Spidops EX. Very nice. Alright, it's coming along. We need just one more knockout to win this matchup, and that'll be it. But my opponent with no energies available, there's the scoop. There you have it, guys. Decidueye EX and a few disruptions can win you games. Very good. Good game. So my opponent won the coin flip, and they're actually going to let us go first, so thank you for that. We're going to start with a Rowlet in the active spot. We got a Zorua on our bench, and we have an S-Ball, so we could probably grab a Kricketune V with that in our deck. And they have Alolan Rattata. Okay, this is going to be a very scary matchup, actually. So I'll just attach an energy to my Rowlet, and then, oh dude, my Kricketune V is prized, so I'm just going to get another Rowlet set up on my bench, and Razor Wings deals 40 damage. That's crazy. We're hitting for weakness against their Rattata or Raticate, so we can actually one-hit knockout their active with just a single energy from our Rowlet. And we're gonna take advantage of that. See, this Alolan Rattata can evolve into Alolan Raticate, and this is the one that reduces your opponent's active HP down to just 10. And if they have Clodsire to reduce with a poison, you can just instantly knock out any of our Pokemon. So even if we evolve into Decidueye EX, it doesn't matter having that 320 HP. They could just instantly knock it out with Alolan Raticate. And Yeah, let's see how my opponent's setup will do here. They're using Ultra Ball. There's the Alolan Raticate, very scary. Actually, yeah, it's a pretty decent card actually. If you could just get those 3 energies onto it, and yeah, you could just instantly knock out your opponent's high HP Pokemon. So there's the Clodsire lineup, Paldean Clodsire lineup, and they're gonna go for that poison combination. So we're gonna evolve into our Zoroark, use their Artisan to get another Rowlet. Like I said, we're gonna take advantage of this, and I'm gonna use Iono. See what we could draw into. We need to set up a little bit more aggressively here, and let's see. I'm gonna put an energy to another Rowlet. I'm just gonna use Razor Wing to get rid of this Alolan Rattata. So with that 1 energy attachment, that actually makes a big difference, because now they'll have to start over and re-energize another Raticate line. Although now that they're behind on prizes, if they use the 3 energy attachment, they can actually attack, but they're only gonna get 1 prize with a Rowlet. So we have to really be careful with this matchup for sure. But if my opponent has reversal energy, that's gonna be it. It counts for 3 energies for 3 colors of any kind, as long as they're behind on prizes, and it's attached to an evolution Pokemon. So let's see how my opponent does here. We just have to play it smart. I can continue to use Rowlet and keep knocking out their Alolan Rattata, and just keep getting prizes that way. So sometimes, depending on your matchup, you just have to play it smart, really. You don't necessarily have to do everything that you feel like you're supposed to, but if you can have an advantage in any way possible, you take that. So they're gonna attach another energy to their Alolan Rattata. I'm not sure what they're trying to accomplish here, but we're gonna hit for 40 damage, knock it out again with our Rowlet. Okay, so they also have Snorlax. That one prevents any type of effects of attacks, right? But I don't think we don't have any. Yeah, that just doesn't go against our build here. So they're gonna evolve into their Alolan Raticates and their Paldean Clodsire EX for that poison. So as long as there's a Stadium in play, they can use Toxic Wasteland to poison our Pokemon, our active Pokemon. So thankfully, they can't use their Super Fang, and they're just gonna use Chase up here. And they can just grab whatever they want from their deck. Okay. So just gotta be careful not to evolve into our Decidueye EX unless absolutely necessary. And I'm gonna put my Squovit. I think that's gonna help us to draw extra cards, and Zorua. So this is our last basic Pokemon that is not double prize. So I'm gonna use Ultra Ball, get rid of this Hisuian Sneasler and the Rare Candy, and I think I'm gonna get, let's see what we're gonna get here. I could use Weavile. I'm gonna go for another Zoroark. Oh, we can't evolve it yet, dude. Okay, let me Phantom Transform first into my Hisuian Sneasler. That way we can have free retreats, and that's gonna help us out actually. And I'm just gonna switch out into this Rowlet. That way we can remove their poison, and then we can put a little bit of chip damage to their active Alolan Raticate. Just gonna use this Super Rod to recover, and I think I need to use my Professor's Research here. And let's see what I could do. I could, Weavile. I think as of right now, the only Pokemon that we can actually target is that Snorlax. But we can't evolve into another Zoroark yet. But it's good to have that in the discard pile for now. And at least we can transform into that. We could even pick off that Alolan Rattata if we want to. For now, I'm just gonna use Razor Wing, deal 40 damage to their Alolan Raticate. That's a third of the HP, so we need to attack it 2 more times to knock it out. There's the Reversal Energy that I was talking about. Alright, so Reversal Energy for sure will take effect here because they are behind on prizes. So all they have to do is use Raticate Super Fang, reduce our HP down to 10. And then Cloudsire's Poison will take effect, knocking out our Rowlet in the active spot. So, yeah, very dangerous Pokemon. So never underestimate Alolan Raticate, especially if you're using a lot of multi-prize Pokemon and you don't have any defense against the effect of attack. So let's see what I can do here. I could just get another chip damage against this Alolan Raticate, but their Reversal Energy will not work anymore unless my opponent pays attention here. They really cannot use it. Yeah, there's no way we can transform into anything that will knock out this Alolan Raticate just yet. And Clodsire is not weak against grass either, so I wish I could just knock it out, get rid of that poison. That way they can't do that poison damage knockout. Just recover these for now, and then use Artisan. Set up another Rowlet or Zorua. I think I'm gonna go for Zorua, and then what we get here. I could probably get something here with the Nestash. Cricketune V. Okay. I regret putting this energy on Rowlet now, but I'm gonna go ahead and use Razor Wing, deal another 40 damage to their Alolan Raticate. And we're just gonna go from there. Yeah, so very difficult matchup in that if we in any way transform into our Decidueye EX or even put Cricketune V in play, we run the risk of just getting it knocked out right away. So we really have to play it smart and see how we can win this one. Okay, so Poison Super Fang combo. Again, instantly knocking out my Rowlet. Alright, so what are we going to do here? Go ahead and put Rowlet in the active spot again. And we got an Ultra Ball. Okay. I'll have to use Cricketune V. I have no choice here. Use Nestash. Rare Candy. And then draw 2 more with Exciting Stage and Energy. Okay. Well, we can get a knockout against this Alolan Raticate at least. And that's what I'm going to do for now. So 120 total damage, knocking it out. That will get us 1 prize. So the fact that my opponent actually is even in prizes, they can't power up their Alolan Raticate with Reversal Energy. So that's a good thing. And then we can transform into Decidueye EX and knock out their Raticate. And since they don't have any draw option here, I think we might be able to actually safely transform into Decidueye EX, deal a knockout on their active, and go from there. Yeah, so I think we can safely transform into or evolve into Decidueye EX this turn now and just spread damage. So let's go ahead and do that. Put this energy and yeah, we don't have a lot of options with Zoroark just yet. I could use Masagoza, but that could help them out as well. So I'm just gonna nest stash this. Alright, we got another Mesagoza. Alright, fine. I'll just go ahead and put Mesagoza in play. Draw 3 cards, transform or evolve into another Zoroark, and then yeah, we just gotta find a way to discard this Altaria. And I mean, it probably won't matter since they can just deal a instant knockout with Poison and Super Fang. So that is that. We got Tails with Mesagoza, and what we're gonna do is, I mean, Weavile, we can target their single prizers, but I'm just gonna go for a knockout here because this Raticate has 2 energies attached to it already, and I think I'm gonna go for this 30 damage onto their Snorlax because we can use our Weavile to actually get into the active spot, or they could just present it to us. And now it is within knockout range, just easily knock it out. So the thing with Weavile though, it only acts as a gust against basic Pokemon. So it is a little bit dangerous that we can't really get their Raticate into the active spot. They got heads with the Mesagoza. And let's see where they're gonna get here. Mabustiff, okay. Interesting. I believe it has the ability to push your opponent's active back to their bench. So they're gonna go for the poison, but their Alolan Raticate doesn't have full energies and they need to retreat this Snorlax. Intimidating Owl, yeah, there it is, yeah. So it does force your opponent to switch their active with one of their bench Pokemon. I'm gonna go for Cricketune V. I don't think they can retreat their Snorlax anyways. They have 1 card left in their hand, and I don't know what it is, but it's not a switch. So we're gonna go with that. We can just easily retreat our Cricketune V anyways. And then nest dash all of this. And an Iono, okay. Exciting stage for 3, since we're in the active spot. We got an Ultra Ball. I could actually discard a card with this. So let me discard Iono and Dartrix. And then I'm going to go for Glimmora AX. Sounds pretty good. Limit their bench size to 3. And then you try Mesagoza. Maybe we can get another stage 1 discarded. Okay, we got Tails, unfortunately. So we're gonna go with this research, and let's see. Let's see what we have. Ooh, Zorua, nice, and double turbo energy. Okay. So we have a Zoroark and a Zorua and a double turbo energy in our prizes. That's all that's left. Put that Artisan in play. That will prevent my opponent from getting any essential Pokemon from their deck. Just basics if they want to set it up. So I'm gonna get Glimmora EX for the meantime. And I think I'm just gonna go ahead and limit my opponent's bench space for the meantime. We got free retreats thanks to our Hisuian Sneasler. So that forces my opponent to discard 1 of their benched Pokemon. And then we can just use Decidueye EX to easily go into the active spot and start knocking out their Pokemon. But since we have boss orders, I'm just gonna go with this strategy. Oh, do you get the switch? What? They had the switch this whole time, but they didn't have the energy in the previous turn. Alright, they're gonna get 2 prizes for this. That is pretty crazy, actually. Dude, they had all the cards they needed. That's insane. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, having multi-prize Pokemon is really dangerous going against this Raticate build. But since they don't have any other Alolan Rattata set up, I think it's safe to say that we can actually fight against this matchup safely. So we can knock out this Alolan Raticate. There won't be any danger in the next few turns, and we should be able to win this matchup. But I'm gonna go against this Clodsire. Unless they have another switch, I'm gonna go for a very dangerous move here and just try and knock out this Paldean Clodsire EX. Because without this poison, I think we should be okay. Alolan Raticate is not going to be of any danger to us. So I'm gonna go ahead and attack, deal 30 damage to their Raticate. And what I could do next turn is just transform into Flapple, deal a knockout blow against Clodsire, and be able to get rid of it. So that's the plan anyways, that's the plan. But yeah, without this poison effect, I think we should be fine. We should be good against this Super Fang. Because if they can't take that final blow, they won't be able to take the last 2 prizes. But yeah, it's all or nothing here, guys, because we still have 3 prizes to go. And yeah, okay, so they revealed their entire hand to us already by attaching that energy. We know they're top decking, and they don't have anything else in their hand to unless they unless they get a really good card from their draw on their next turn. All they're doing is poison with their Paldean Clodsire EX, and they're gonna end their turn. Okay, we got a boss's orders, dude. Yeah, I'm just gonna continue to deal damage to this Clodsire. I'm gonna save that boss. So what I could do next turn is knock out one of their other Pokemon, and then hit for bench damage against their Raticate. Dude, they don't have any basic Pokemon left in their deck? No, dude. Okay, well, that secures our victory even further, actually. They're gonna force us to switch out our Decidueye EX, which is fine. We can spare our Squovit, but I don't think there's any way for them to deal damage unless they can switch. But they're just gonna poison and pass this turn. Yeah, there's nothing else they could do. For Sealstone, we can get any 1 card from our deck even. So we're just gonna promote our Decidueye EX, boss this Alolan Raticate, and get a double knockout for 3 prizes, winning us this game. That is insane. Pretty close game, but you know what, guys? We played it smart, I think. But my opponent could have had me, actually, if they had better draw and then they didn't run out of basic Pokemon. But yeah, pretty good game, I would say. They put up a good fight, and I really enjoyed that. Alright, very nice. In this matchup, we're going to start with the Zorua in the active spot. We got Hisuian Sneasler from our top deck. So having those stage 1s is really nice. We could just discard that with the Professor's Research. For now, we're going to set up our Rowlet, attach an energy, and maybe we can evolve into a Decidueye EX next turn with Mesagoza and Rare Candy. But we'll see. So we're going against a Charizard EX build. Okay. Alright, this is really, really dangerous looking. So if they evolve into Charizard EX, they can accelerate 3 fire energies from their deck and then attach them to their Pokemon any way they like. And what scares me the most is really that Growlithe. That can evolve into Arcanine EX, and fire type matchup is not a good matchup for us. They have the potential to one-hit knock out our Decidueye EX. So I'm not sure if we're going to win this one. If you guys know of any Stage 1 Pokemon, Water type, that can go against Arcanine, it would be a nice, I think, technical card to put in this deck. Just in case we go against Fire type builds. But yeah, let me know in the comments below, guys, if what you guys recommend. It would be a really nice a card to have in this deck. So I'm just gonna play Mesagoza. Hope for heads here. Come on, give me heads. Alright, cool. So we can actually get a Decidueye EX, evolve it, and then go for the Professor's Research. And we can discard these two stage 1s, Weavile and Sneasler. We can evolve our Zoroark because we can use Total Freedom to just go in the active spot. There's our energy, very nice. And two more basic Pokemon, Rowlet and Zorua. We can even set up this Altaria by using Ultra Ball to discard it. So I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice the Palpad to do so. And could use Cricket Tune to draw extra cards this turn because we don't have any more draw support. So I'm going to go with that. But before I put that into play, I'm just going to go ahead and use Total Freedom to go into the active spot. And I'm going to hold off on it. Could use Super Rod, but for now, I'm just going to use Hunting Arrow, knock out this Charmander, and they'll deal 30 damage to their Growlithe. So that's going to put an end to that Charmander. You don't have to see that. Hopefully, they don't set up any more Charizard. And that could prevent them from accelerating extra energies this turn. So, like I said, that Arcanine lineup is pretty scary. This Hitmore is pretty good too, actually. It deals 90 damage, but double that, that's 180. And if they have enough energies in play, they can deal 180 damage to our benched Pokemon. So don't underestimate this Hitmore. I actually really like this card myself. So my opponent also has Radiant Charizard. Late game, that's pretty dangerous. It can deal one-hit knockout against our Decidueye EX. Despite that high HP, it's actually really weak against fire. So now we are at the dilemma here. They're gonna use Escape Rope. They can actually evolve into an Arcanine EX, put an energy, but they're not dealing enough damage, I don't think, to knock out any of our Pokemon. But I don't want to risk my Zoroark already evolved, so I might just have to sacrifice my Zorua and put that in the active spot, because I'd like to have that Rowlet reserved just in case my Decidueye gets knocked out. At least I'll have a reserve. So they're gonna promote their Rowlet in the active spot, and there's the Professor's Research. They discard the Bibarel. I don't know why they didn't evolve first before using Professor, but okay. There's the evolution for Arcanine EX. Magma Basin. Oh man. And this is where the scary part comes in. They attack for 60. Bro. Zorua survives with just 10 HP remaining. We got an energy. Oh man. Alright, so 280 HP on this Arcanine EX is too much. And Decidueye, dude. Your attack gotta be so weak, man. 250 even with two. I mean, we could knock it out in 2 hits, but they're gonna be attacking back and just knocking out our Decidueye EX. And all they need is just one more energy to deal that 200 plus damage. That's gonna one-hit knock out our Decidueye EX, and we don't have any attacker that can deal enough damage to their Pokemon. And they only have, even if we have Flapple available, they're not gonna be able to. We're not gonna be able to deal that much damage, just 100, because they only have 2 Pokemon with 2 abilities, 2 Pokemon with abilities on them. So what I'm gonna do is just transform into Weavile. With this energy on Zorua, I'm just gonna retreat it. For now, I'm just gonna recover these 2, because that's gonna be useful later on. Draw 2 with Exciting Stage. Professor's Research. I don't have to use that right now. And yeah, we're just gonna hard retreat into our Weavile, and that's gonna activate its ability, Assaulting Hunt. And I'm just gonna gust this Radiant Charizard in the active spot, so we're not gonna quite knock it out, but that's fine. 130 damage is really good, and deal... Oh, dude, I forgot about the Terra effect. So the Terrestrialized effect on any Terrestrialized Pokemon
it basically has a built-in bench barrier, like bench barrier Mew or the wave veil ability of Manaphy. So it's not gonna get damage from an attack when it's in the bench. So no, this is gonna be a lot harder than it looks, because now we can't even deal any chip damage to it to weaken it. I mean, we can do it, knock it out, but again, they're just gonna knock out our Decidueye EX fairly easily. Thankfully though, our opponent's Radiant Charizard has 3 retreat costs, so they can't get it out of the active spot just yet, and we might be able to win this, but it's gonna be really difficult. Like I said, Altaria could be useful, but if they're just one hit knocking out our Decidueye, it's gonna be useless. Go ahead and use Total Freedom and just Weavile, Assaulting Hunt. I could knock out their Growlithe, prevent them from evolving into another one, but I think I'm gonna just go for this Heatmore. Once I deal a bench damage against the Radiant Charizard, that will knock it out. That's gonna get us 2 more prizes, so getting ahead in the prize exchange I think will be the best option here. I'm just gonna pass though, because I don't want to use up this double turbo energy unless I really need to. Okay, so now their Arcanine EX is fully energized. Can use the 220 plus damage. Again, that's gonna knock out our Decidueye EX with a single hit. This is a really scary matchup, guys. Again, since we're using Zoroark, please let me know in the comments below what you think is the best technical card to include in this deck, so that we can go against fire type matchups. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use Ultra Ball. At some point, limiting their bench is gonna be needed, but Flapple is actually good too for hitting that chip damage against their Arcanine EX, because we need that damage output more importantly. So I'm gonna go ahead and let me just attach this double turbo energy. I don't want to let it go to waste. Discard Flapple with Professor's Research. We got 4 Seal Stone, which is really nice. Evolve into Dartrix, and then we can just set up another Zorua. So if we can hit our opponent multiple times with Flapple, we might be able to get a knockout at some point here. As long as we can get ahead in the prize exchange, I think we should be fine. I'm gonna go ahead and use Total Freedom to go into the active spot, and I don't know, I'm not gonna use Messagosa because that could just get them another Arcanine EX. I'm gonna use Hunting Arrow and then deal that knockout blow against this Heatmore and that bench damage against their Charizard, Radiant Charizard, to get us at least 2 prizes this turn. So that will put us down to 3 prizes left. So at least that's gonna afford us a few more turns. At least, hopefully, weaken this Arcanine EX. But yeah, Weavile's doing its job. At least we can pick off the basic Pokemon that my opponent has in their bench to prevent it from doing anything else. But now that I thought about it, I think I should have gone for Growlithe instead of that Heatmore, because Heatmore doesn't really pose that much danger unless it stacks a lot of energies. But now having 2 Arcanine EX to deal with is gonna be really hard, I think. So there you have it, guys. 500 damage against our Decidueye EX, a 1-hit knockout. That is crazy. I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna win this one now. Go ahead and use Raihan. Attach an energy to this Dartrix. Evolve it to Decidueye. Keep attacking. So I'm just gonna set up that Decidueye line, but I'm not gonna evolve it just yet in case my opponent just boss it. So I'm gonna go for Flapple. We're only dealing 50 damage though, so that's really, really bad. I mean, they could boss my Kricketune V, but if they don't have a boss, we should be okay. Well, we're gonna go with that. Yeah. The fact that Arcanine EX doesn't have any abilities either doesn't help that Flapple doesn't deal a lot of damage. So Acidic Mucus is only dealing 50 damage. So that's gonna bring it down to 200 damage. But I mean, if it attacks again, man, this is so hard. I'm just gonna retreat, use Weavile, target their Growlithe, and since it has 3 retreat costs, I'm gonna use Masagoza here. Hopefully they'll get stuck in the active spot, and I'm gonna go for Decidueye. See, with no energies, I won't be able to attack. 250. I can... If I can bring it down to a knockout range for Decidueye, that would be nice. But right now, I can't really do anything, so I'm just gonna pass. Hopefully, they don't evolve into an Arcanine EX to this active, but even then, if they attach an energy, they're not gonna knock out my Weavile, so we should be safe for the meantime. But if my opponent has a switch and a boss orders and another energy, they could just easily knock out my Decidueye EX. There's that extra energy. If they have a boss and a way to retreat this Growlithe, it's gonna be really bad. Okay, there's the evolution. Man, this is so tough because there's so much HP that we have to go through. I mean, you know what we could do though is utilize the fact that my opponent has to discard energies each time they attack with that second attack. But the more damage that we deal for just 2 of our energies, they can just multiply the damage it has as the damage output. So it's really, really, really bad. Yeah, Arcanine EX is actually really good in its own right. You know what I mean? Of course, against Qianpao EX, it's not going to be good, but against our build. Ah, man. So they have 4 prizes to go. We have 3. They're searching for some type of a switch. But if they can't find it, this one's going to get stuck in the active spot. Maybe we can deal some chip damage to it. See, if we deal 130 damage, that's 150 times 2, 300. We might be able to, or maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah, really tough decision to make here, but actually having that Bidoof on their bench, we might be able to deal extra damage against their Arcanine using Flapple. Got heads with this Masagoza. Definitely gonna use Glimmora at some point here, but I'm gonna go for get Glimmora. Let's go ahead and get Glimmora. I can use Arven to get Ultra Ball, discard Glimmora, then force my opponent to discard their bench Pokemon. Then I'll sacrifice 1 rare candy, and then we're gonna go with Zoroark. Use Artisan, set up another Decidueye line. And so tough. We need Raihan. Raihan would be good because once we attack with Flapple, what to do? Got an Artisan. We have Forest Seal Stone available to us though. I'm gonna go ahead and just deal 110 damage with Hunting Arrow. I think the decreased damage would help at some point here. So yeah, that decreased damage might help out because even with just that one extra energy on our active Arcanine EX, it's not gonna deal a knockout blow against our Decidueye EX. But my opponent decided to attach another energy to their benched Arcanine EX because they're anticipating that one-hit knockout, and they have to discard those fire energies after they do that. So they're looking for some type of a switch. I'm pretty sure they have something. They're reducing the... Oh, dude, they have Charizard. So if they evolve into that, that's going to multiply their energies even further. That is crazy. We have to get rid of that Charmander. This is crazy. Okay. They have Arven. If they have a switch, they could just get it, switch out their active, and then that's gonna be another knockout. Okay. At least it's an escape rope, so that's gonna put our Decidueye in safe out of danger. So since they don't have a regular switch, okay. All right, okay. I think we will live to see another day here. And we're gonna keep focusing on this Arcanine EX as much as possible. Let's see, I could sacrifice... I think Rowlet is the only options I have here. They're gonna get one... I don't know, yeah. Let's go with Rowlet. Weavile could still be very useful to us. They still have a few more basic Pokemon on their bench, and we could definitely target that. 150 HP left, 500 damage. So scary. I don't know what to do. What would you do, guys, in this situation? Well, I could have come prepared going against Fire-type matchup, but it's not really that popular nowadays. Although Arcanine EX is actually making a popular comeback. Got a boss's orders, dude. If we can boss this Arcanine, right? I can deal chip damage with my Flapple, and then that will be within knockout range. Get Squovit. That could prove to be useful because I need an energy. Come on, Squovit. Nest Dash. Give me an energy. No, it's a boss's orders. That could be very useful though. And I still have Star Alchemy. There's the energy that I need. Very good. So I'm gonna go with energy on Flapple, and we're just gonna Acidic Mucus for that 100 damage. So now my opponent is at 50 HP left to this Arcanine EX. And as long as they don't have a boss orders, I think we should be fine. Dude, this is a pretty tough matchup. If my opponent has boss orders everywhere, I think we would have lost a while back. But yeah, that at least that that disruption to keep their high retreat cost Pokemon in the active spot is what's really winning us this game. So they can't retreat their Arcanine EX, and they're just gonna leave it for dead in the active, I guess. So we can knock out this Arcanine EX, and then all we have to do is target one of their other basic Pokemon on their bench and then win. Or we can just finish off their... No, I think we'll have to take care of this active for sure. I could save my boss orders for next turn, just in case, and then no, let's go with Decidueye. It's now or never. We're gonna get a knockout here regardless. So let's go for it. Hunting Arrow, and we're gonna deal 30 damage to 10 damage. I forget. Okay, anyways, they lose 2 prizes, we lose 2. But if they cannot evolve their Bibarel or their Charmander, we could just boss one of those, deal a knockout blow with Flapple that way. And even if they evolve into Charizard, we could just target their... Yeah, we could target Bibarel, because that's going to be 150 damage output if they evolve into Charizard. But if they don't, regardless, we can just target that Charmander, get a knockout with Flapple, because we're dealing 100 damage, and then win that way. Dude, this was a pretty close matchup, but Dude, Radiant Charizard even is put into play. That's more than enough damage for Flapple to deal and get a knockout to one of their Pokemon. Again, all we need is just one more knockout to win this game. And I think we're going to do it. That was a really, really tough climb, guys. Oh, man. Against this Fire-type matchup, it is insane. I really need some type of technical card in this deck. Tech card that can go against Fire types. They're going to deal a knockout against our Decidueye EX, but that's going to be game. We have Boss's Orders in hand, and then we have Flapple to deal a lot of damage thanks to its acidic mucus and to all that ability that my opponent has. So I'm just going to go for this easy target Bibarel. Deal 150 damage for our last prize for the win. Dude, I can't believe that actually went into our favor. Usually I would lose to these types of matchups, but hey, we got it. Good game. Really, really good game.
And that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please don't forget to smash the like button for me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching the Popsicleknight channel, and as always, stay safe and have a great day.